Hello everyone, I'm Duke James. This is Vietnam 3.0. Major time skip, I think about 14 or 15 years, just went ahead into the future a while. That's pretty much what this campaign is now, on its last legs. I can go ahead and embrace industrialization, which is the last institution to embrace. Actually, Min Hausa, this country, actually gave me knowledge sharing, so I got this a little bit faster. This, for something called industrialization, gives some shipbuilding time, recruitment time, reinforced speed, and global ship repair. I would think this would do something with production, specifically urban production, but pretty much just some stuff related to ships, faster recruitment time, and reinforced speed. So not particularly great benefits here. I'll go ahead and grab that. That just leaves global trade as the only institution we have not embraced. This one is present in 8 provinces, which is 8% of our country, so I should get that in the capital. Sometime within the next 20 years, I'll probably be able to, just my guess, embrace this before it's present in my capital. That one actually gives 50% institution tech penalty, but techs right now are pretty cheap. Like the next mill tech is 356 points, so if I got that global trade, then this should be presumably half of this, which would be insanely cheap techs. Ideas reduces by about 25%, meritocracy another 30%, centralization negative 16%, scientific methods, military science negative 20% combined. Doesn't seem like we have stuff that, I guess base cost is 400, so that's negative 20, 50, negative 90. It's about negative 60. Okay, so yeah. That is pretty cheap tax at that point, once we embrace global trade. Not that it very much matters anymore. We're gonna go ahead and take the next admin tech for admin efficiency and maximum resource size. In terms of the ideas, looking back, I went ahead and I grabbed free trade as the last idea. So we had administrative, trade, fortification, bureaucracy, standing army, quality, aristocracy, professional army, innovativeness, naval, industrial, and then free trade, the last one. I think out of all these, fortification is something that I wouldn't pick again. I feel like I didn't really use that. I didn't utilize it as much as I thought I would utilize it. I pretty much preferred to go on the offensive against China because they have pretty much an unlimited manpower pool, and if they do run out of manpower, they can pretty much just hire mercs up to their merc limit, and they have, if they run low on manpower, they have unlimited cash piles, it seems like, so they can pretty much just support themselves on 80,000 mercs, which with mercs, you're not really going to attrition them because mercs cost money, not manpower, so this one really wasn't that great. It did have national unrest negative 3, which was nice, but for a tall campaign, not that great. Because it really didn't have rebels until I started expanding outside of this area, so if I stayed here, then this would be pretty much all rather, not worthless, but not that great for my country. Overall, it seems pretty good for countries not next to China, but for this campaign, probably wasn't the best idea group we could have gone with, especially in that third slot. Then I went ahead, I think we started with aristocracy, because most countries with kings start with aristocracy. We dumped that and replaced it with administrative, but then I ended up picking it up again for this guard units. The plus quality ideas, discipline 2.5%. That was done because we have supplemented soldiery, so I wanted to replace that. So I think if I was doing it again, I wouldn't dump aristocracy. I would have kept that as the number 1. Would have saved some points by doing that. Pretty much everything else. Naval ideas is another thing I wouldn't have done, because I thought I would get naval ideas and then I'd be able to build heavies. So I wouldn't have taken naval ideas, but I think everything else I don't regret taking. I feel like you almost have to take trade ideas as a country now in 3.0. And then standing army, quality, and professional. Standing army and quality led to professional army, and that's, I'd say, a really good group for getting a strong army. Industrial ideas is obviously a OP group. Innovativeness is nice to reduce your tech costs. So, yeah, I wouldn't do fortification ideas. I wouldn't dump aristocracy. And then I wouldn't have done naval ideas. Overall, I don't think it was that bad. Just a couple things I would have changed in regards to ideas. Looking at the census, because everybody loves census. Sensai. 1751, we're at 22.2 million tenants. Size, natural change of about 160,000, 35,000 inward movement, 80,000 outward movement. That's because of people moving to these cities. So that's about, what, 135,000 natural change of tenants? So probably not going to get to 30 million at that rate. In terms of a tenant size. Resident size, 5.7. With about 70,000 change every year. That probably also will fall short of 10 million as well, unless those numbers drastically improve. But 169 million total. This is wrong. Not sure what that was when we started, but it's 169 now. Even though this is wrong, you can still compare it to the beginning to get a sense of how much you've grown, I imagine. Wealth, just quickly looking at this. Per capita wealth for tenants, about 9 ducats. I believe at the start of the campaign, this was like sub 1 ducat, so we've actually increased the wealth of the tenants to about 9 ducats from, I imagine, 1 ducat. So that's pretty good, I'd say. Resident wealth per capita, 42 ducats. They have a little bit of a surplus. All of their fulfillment is almost over 1. Same thing with the tenants. Their luxury is 0.89. But life and comfort are above 1. Resident life comfort, knowledge above 1. Knowledge almost above 1. Burghers and clergy, all fulfillments above 1. And nobles, all fulfillments above 1 except luxury. Nobles per capita wealth, 475 ducats, with a little bit of a surplus. Burgher wealth, 2,320 ducats per capita wealth for the burghers, with a pretty sizable ducat surplus for them. And the clergy, 808 ducats per capita wealth, with a -3 surplus, so deficit of 3-ish ducats. They are the only strata in our nation with a negative spending. Industry. Food still pretty good by about 1,500-ish. So there's a couple points in the campaign where we were negative. I don't think by a lot. I think maybe 1 or 2 times we were negative by 600, I believe, but now we're positive a lot, so that's good. Salt is negative, but I can't really increase that all that much anymore. Fiber is negative because these cities are producing a lot of luxury goods with that fiber, so they're demanding a lot. Fuel is positive, about 300-ish, 250. Raw materials negative because we're still building a lot, but it's not negative that much. Exotic goods, negative. Consumer goods. We produce 1,365 consumer goods. About 565 surplus in consumer goods. 50 unit surplus in military goods. Massive 600, a little bit less than 600 naval surplus, 570 or something. That is a huge naval surplus. My throat gave out. Huge naval surplus. Pretty good industrial surplus. Pretty good luxury surplus, almost double. So those are pretty good, and more than double knowledge output. So we are a production powerhouse. We produce a lot. So pretty much everything except exotic goods and salt we have pretty good surpluses for. We're now positive income, which is nice. National income 3,761 ducats, realm expenses 3,602 ducats, so we're still spending a lot on property maintenance, and fortunately our property income has gone positive now, so property should continue to decrease, property expense should continue to decrease, property income should continue to increase. There's still some provinces over here that are pretty far negative, like Luzon is negative 590 ducats farmlands, but we only own 10% of that, so we don't pay a whole lot. The peasants own most of that, and that's fine because the peasants pay themselves, so there's really no net effect. The peasants pay themselves higher wages. So once this diplomatic expense goes away, we'll make about 50 ducats. Pretty much what Ming is giving us in war reps. I did fight them pretty much just defensively, just for some war reps. Probably not going to really conquer any more provinces. I built some forts in these provinces. Probably not going to do much with them since it's so far towards the end of the campaign. I'll just have those, Macau and Hong Kong. They'll just be part of our empire. And they're not particularly great provinces. 6 development between the two of them, but can't sell them. Maybe I'll give them to a client state or something, just to not have them. I have the slots for that. Yeah. I got a couple slots. One of those is military access anyway. 2 of those is military access. So I actually have quite a bit of slots. So I could do a client kingdom over here. I imagine that would increase their fort defense in those provinces as well, so probably something I will do. Hey, Ming just automatically trade embargoed me, so I don't have to actually trade embargo them first. Interesting. Ming is allied with France, or guaranteed by them. France went ahead and allied Ming. That's hilarious. Yeah, France is so far away, there's no way they're gonna get troops over here. Their ship should be over here. That's just funny to think France allying Ming. Not something you see. They are rival to me, so that's why they did it. No, they're not rival to me. Okay, they were rival to me. They might have made it when they were rival to me, because that would make sense then. Ming is a rival to Russia and England and me. Russia didn't really expand that far over here. That's Europe. Pretty much still the same for the most part. Bamani died in India, which is something that I... Well, no, Bamani... okay, so... What's the country over here that usually... Vijayanagara, I believe, in most of my campaigns, conquers most of India. This is a nice little battle royale going here. Not really one nation that conquered a lot. Gujarat expanded all along the coast going south. As far down to Kannur. Cochin exists, Travancore exists, Ceylon exists. No Indian power could really get Indian supremacy. Interesting. I did fight Bengal, but I didn't fight anybody over here, really. At least I didn't invade over here, so this was not me, this was the AI. I guess Telangana is probably... Just looking by the size, Telangana is probably the most powerful over there. Maybe Madurai. Either Madurai or Telangana. But anyway, I want to continue this, probably just do most of it off screen and try to get to 1800. They've updated the mod, the Alpha 4 1.3, so that is a whole new thing now that adds a bunch of stuff that I'm not familiar with vanilla, so I'm not sure how those things work, so I'm gonna do this for a little bit more and then move on to 1.3 and then learn how to play that. Because there's a lot of things that I haven't seen before because I don't play vanilla, so thank you for watching. Goodbye.